everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of
Live from the Lair.
All right, now today, I'm basically killing two birds with one stone here. I had some feminists send me some hate mail, basically stating that I support the rape culture and I don't care about women, who are being, essayed in public or what have you. And I get these every now and again. I'm not going to read them to you because I'm going to be honest, I don't really care. Now, with that being said, I think apparay is worse than murder, in my opinion, because the victim has to carry that with them for the rest of their lives. And a lot of times it just ruins them. That's a legit problem. But the thing is this. The left and feminism has watered down the meaning of that word, and I can't say it here on YouTube. We'll just call it apparay. Okay, snuggle, struggle, what have you. They've watered it down so much that it can literally mean almost anything now. Back in the day, if you were convicted of that, you got extreme chiropractic for it.
Sounds good to me!
All right, nowadays, they'll still have me up and throw you in prison, and good luck with that, being having a sexual offense on your paperwork, because there's a lot of guys in there, even though they're criminals, they have a code of honor, and they will not handle that well.
Do you like stories about serial killers? What about psychics? How about a psychic serial killer with a conscience wiping out the filth of society?
Yeah!
If you thought Dexter was a great show that went soft in its final seasons, these are the books for you. Introducing The Jericho Files, written by an old infantry grunt who has seen evil firsthand, and digested it into grade A gore porn with 5-star reviews all around. Click on the Linktree in the Meat Gazer box and buy your copies today on Amazon, you filthy, dirty riggers.
We've done quite a few shows and talked about a lot of the Title IX BS that's going on in our colleges across this nation, and quite literally, the comparison to these, college Title IX proceedings is basically the equivalent of the witch trials in the Middle Ages. Most of the time, you walk in there, no matter what you say, no matter what witnesses you have, it didn't matter. You know where it's going to go. You're going to get tortured, dunked, and then you're going to get tied to a piece of wood and set on fire.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Now, hopefully there's some pushback against this. And the document I'm going to be talking about, and these feminist women brought this up. The Coitus consent form. Now, I put this out, I think in 2014 or 15. And here we are 7-8 years later. And we're seeing a lot of this stuff go down. These women are accusing men of all of this just reprehensible shit. That stacked on top of Title IX and this crazy double standard that exists between men and women. Here's a prime example. You're at a frat party. You've drank about maybe 5, 6, 7 shots of hard liquor. You run into a woman who drank comparable amounts of said liquor. You're both snockered. You wander upstairs. You do the horizontal hip dance. In the morning, she regrets it, and the dude is going to have to defend himself in court against apparay because she was too drunk to consent.
That sounded really stupid, didn't it?
You see what's happening here, right? They're crucifying the dude. He's being tied to a stake, and he'll be set on fire. That's the double standard here. And I made this coitus consent form because my ESP at the time was telling me that this is actually going to grow into a bigger problem in the future. And I'm shocked that this, hasn't got more attention. But let's go through it, shall we? I think you'll find it both interesting and hilarious. The coitus consent form. This is the main form. Now, I'm not an attorney, but sometimes, I think like one, especially when the evil Popp gets behind the driver's seat. And most of this was conceived in the middle of the night and completed by good Popp in the morning, who has considerably better writing and typing skills than evil Popp.
That's not saying much.
Okay, so it says, please note the following. Yes equals yes, no equals no. Following participants print full names and sign. So quite literally, it's a contract. Hey, we're going to bang. Here's my name, my signature. And I have up to 5 here if you're one of those dudes who like to participate in the snotty worm pile. I wouldn't recommend that because that's how you get yourself a case of a duh. And in today's day and age, it quite possibly could be incurable. Yay, that sounds fun. Wrap your tool, gentlemen. Don't be a fool. Next, additional participants require a gangbang rider to the contract. Use of foreign object must be listed in an object use addendum. S&M bondage require a liability, two-person, and non-standard coitus addendums. When I wrote that, I was literally laughing my ass off because it does sound kind of legalese, those little, pissant words that mean 3 or 4 things that they use to basically weasel you into, taking your possessions or, throwing you in jail, what have you. I don't know. I thought this was good. All right. Acts to be performed. Please X what you agree to, and then place your initials by the X. That is standard military practice whenever they have anything like that. You check a block, you put an X in there, and usually a line that says initials, and you just put your initials in there. All right. Again, this is not a legal document. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I'm sure if you actually filled this out and brought it as evidence in the court, they would have to accept it, especially if there's signatures and initials. It just is what it is, even though this is done in complete satire. So you have standard coitus with no position shifts. Then you have standard coitus with the open option position change. If timing for change is irrelevant, please indicate. All right. There's a lot of men out there that, they've mastered 2 or 3 positions. They're pretty much dish out number 8 to 10 dick on a regular basis. They got their game down pat.
Yeah.
And some women, they might be against some of that stuff, and that's fine. And that needs to be annotated in this section. I'm sorry. All right, next one. Use of oral equipment authorized. If so, indicate timing and frequency. All right, so what he's talking about here is getting the mouth hug with a head bob. Or, or in her case, the licking of the lumpy liver that may or may not have hair and cheese on it. Beef and cheddar in a catcher's mitt for a reason, gentlemen. Keep that in the back of your minds. Will multiple orifices be used?
How many you got?
Then there's, you have to check and initial each one. Mouth, vagina, anal and vagina simultaneously. Anal, mouth simultaneously. Mouth, vagina simultaneously. Mouth, anal, and vagina simultaneously.
You've never gone ass to mouth.
You never go ass to mouth.
I've never gone ass to mouth.
Funny story. And, I used to interview women in bars and stuff to get more material for the show. And this took place in a small bar in Herkimer, New York. And I was talking to several women throughout the night. And, these 3 women are, towards the end, it was maybe 11 o'clock. And it was like a Wednesday or Thursday night. And, and I'm asking in questions, and it's just getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And then finally, the dirtiest of all 3, I'm like, so how many penises have you had in you at the same time? And without even hesitating, this woman threw her entire beer on me, soaked me head to toe. And I calmly click my pen, take out my clipboard, and I'm like, so I'll put you down for 3. And there was like maybe 5 or 6 dudes at the bar, saw the whole thing, heard everything. These women storm out, and the dudes are like, dude, you took that like a champ. And they bought me a beer. And then one of the other ladies that, was the friend of the woman who threw the beer came in and gave me her number. And before she walked out, she's like, call me. Okay. And we know the deal. All right. Next, we have placement of semen. I'm not really going to go into details. You can read it for yourself. But, in today's day and age, if you, make a deposit directly to the warehouse and they didn't want that, you can find yourself getting a charge of apparay. So you need to be careful and indicate exactly what's going to happen on said form. You put an X and then initial it. Next, additional issues. If during act or acts the following can occur, will it be interrupted or interpreted as apparay? Please X and initial your responses. We have accidental discharge into any orifice, yes or no. Negligent discharge into any orifice, yes or no. It is what it is. Complete loss of control of discharge, yes or no. Yeah, hand to back of head, yes, no. Spanking, never calls you. Be under influence of foreign substances and not notify participant. Come on. I try to cover everything in here. And if you guys have any additions, let me know. I can always rewrite this. All right. Now, the reason I'm doing this particular episode on this is, gentlemen, in today's day and age, you're going to need to do this. It's just getting so stupid out there. It's not even worth, in my opinion, even 30 seconds of "oh baby." It's just not worth all the headache and paperwork that comes along with it. Next, liability to persons and non-standard coitus addendum. All right, so basically an addendum is an addition to, said contract. Animal use, yes or no? Got to put that in there because, some people are into that. And the good book says if you play around with that kind of stuff, you get whacked. They didn't mess around with this back in the days of getting stoned and what have you. All right, next. Describe activity. I only have 2 lines there. Okay, and describe scripted activity. They're a little bit different. The scripted one is things that you have agreed to, and then, anything else that may or may not happen, you can write it in there. You X an initial. Will blood be spilled? Yes or no? If yes, describe limits, safety measures, and cleanup procedures. So, listen, there's some women out there that just like to get the shit beat out of them. And that is a kink too far for me. Because all she's got to do is walk out her house, walk to the cops, and literally all the evidence for bad stuff is on her, and good luck trying to fight that in court. You're going to go down. So my advice, the minute they're like, spank me, choke me, do any of that like violent shit, I would advise you not to do it because it's probably not going to end well. 15 to 30 seconds of "oh baby." not worth the legal beatdown you're going to get. Next, we have objects of use addendum. I'm not going to go down the whole list. And then it says, approved use, forbidden uses. All right, so a lot of this stuff, it gets pretty nasty. And, and there's a space at the bottom of the form where you can write in anything that's not covered. Of course, you'll have to initial it and what have you. But I'm just trying to be thorough here, gentlemen. I don't want to see you guys get hemmed up. All right, next. All right, this is the gangbang rider. And if you are messing around with women in a sorority, I'm hearing this is actually fairly common now. You need to get up to speed on this form because if 7 women say that you apparate them and it's just you against them, you're going to jail for a minimum of 5 years, maybe 10, depending upon the jurisdiction. Just get ready for it now.
My mom was in the room right next to me, right?
Okay.
And there was 5 dudes at my house, okay?
Okay.
All of them trained.
Jesus Christ.
5.
Yeah, my mom didn't even care. Yeah. 5 dudes. That's what's up.
All right, I'm being joking about this, but this is serious business, gentlemen. This is the world we live in now. So please use the form. Protect yourself because, you quite literally could get thrown out of college and never get access to your transcripts to transfer or thrown in prison. All right. And again, this is contract. The following will engage in a gangbang. The gangbang is defined as follows. More than 5 individuals engaging in sexual activities with one or more individuals involved in stated ball of worms.
That's nasty.
All right, and then it says, please use Coitus consent form for rules of said gangbang. Individuals involved in gangbang, print, sign your name, and sign your full name. So then you're covered. It's in the contract. And actually, this could actually probably be used for porn. They write the rules of what's going to happen in there, and then, if it goes to court, there's ways around it. Now, are there typos in this form? Yes, I'm a dyslexicist. I made this at the time for entertainment purposes, and I was only half joking about it being necessary in today's day and age. Well, now I'm not joking anymore. This is serious business, and I hope you pay attention. And if any of you dudes out there who have sons that are 16 years of age or older, in today's day and age, they're going to be exposed to possibilities for the worm pile at any age after the 16. Because there's all kinds of crazy stuff going into high schools across the country. I have seen many, many a woman walk across the stage to get her high school diploma with a 1,000-yard dick stare.
Let's pretend that's not true.
Yeah.
So please, gentlemen. Yes, this is kind of joking, but I'm not. Again, here at Redonkulas, I get you to laugh, and what I'm doing while you're laughing is I'm pushing buttons and flipping switches and trying to steer you away from the train wreck that your lives will become if you remain living in the blue pill mindset.